Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 2021 Audi RS6 Avant. Now this is part of the fourth and current generation of the RS6, and production started in 2020, and this is a fantastic car overall. Really did like the Audi RS7 Sportback, but on the whole I do prefer the look of an estate car, and side profile and practicality terms, this is a better car than the RS7 Sportback. And it's also got the same Quattro system, so that means 40% of the power is sent up front in normal circumstances, and 60% is sent to the rear. But depending on circumstances like the conditions or the speed of the car or anything else like that, it can be adjusted to up to 70% of the power up front and up to 85% at the rear. This also sits 20mm lower than the A6 that it is based on. And at high speed it can go even lower than that by another 10mm to at high speeds, so it's a lot more stable. And I do love the look of the car overall. Estate cars have always been my favourite looking versions of a car, outside of as opposed to the saloon or coupe versions. And interior wise it looks great, just like pretty much every modern Audi. It's all there that you need it to be. Got a nice selection of buttons, but also got shares between the screens. Buttons on the steering wheel, and clear view, and just all looks very well made, as Audis usually are. And you've got plenty of space in the back as well, plenty of legroom there. Arguably a little bit more in the way of headroom as well, considering this isn't the coupe version, which obviously in typical coupe style slopes down. And a most capacious boot as well, as you can see. The RS7 has a Sizeable Boot as well, because it's obviously a lift back, but this has slightly more, and because the roof isn't sloping down as drastically, it's got more in terms of height as well going on. So but it does share the same engine as the RS7 Sportback, so that's the one part of this that is the same. And same level of power as well, at 591 horsepower and 590 pounds-feet of torque from its 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 engine, which is plenty of power, and this more than makes use of that power, despite the fact that it is a little bit heavier than the RS7 Sportback, at 22 pounds heavier, at 4,575 pounds. And for the most part this does not feel that weight whatsoever, especially when it comes to pure acceleration and general sportiness as well. So but nonetheless, let's get out onto the open road and see what this car can do. So with all of that power and the all-wheel drive system, this is a properly quick car in terms of acceleration and getting off the line. So let's see how quick by going on this drag strip, and see how fast we'll go before we hit the speed camera, and then we'll get it round the track. So use launch control that the game now has on it, and flies off the line. No wheel spin whatsoever there. Just a very assured and confident kind of car, this. Could feel like you could go for many miles and with no issues whatsoever. So 137 miles an hour. It's pretty damn quick for a car that weighs as much as this and is as large of a car as this is. But like I said, this is a very confident and assured car. It feels very well built. It feels like it would go for hundreds of miles without any issues whatsoever. It's a very good long distance cruiser. But you also add on to the fact that it's got plenty of space, so it's more than a capable family car. But then obviously you've got the all-wheel drive system, which means that it can deal with any conditions that are thrown at it, very heavy rain, or fallen leaves on the ground, or mild off-road elements as well, and it's more than able to deal with that. And then obviously you've got all of the power from the V8 engine and the all-wheel drive system that goes with it, and that makes it a sports car as well. So it's pretty much a car that covers all kinds of different angles: family car, stable car in terms of everyday kind of use, and it's also more than capable in terms of being a sporty car as well. Granted, the handling isn't quite as good as the RS7 for whatever reason, not quite sure, given there's only a mild difference in terms of weight, but as you can see it's still very good in terms of its stats, especially in terms of speed, acceleration and launch. Braking could be a little bit better, especially given how heavy this actually weighs, but the handling is still fairly decent for a car of this type, size and weight as well. So let's get onto the track and see what it's like to drive on the actual limit of what this car can do. But first, before we talk about it some more, we'll listen to the engine, see what it sounds like. and then yeah, we'll go through it some more. So yeah, it's a great sounding V8 on this. It's a vast improvement over the previous generation of the RS6 Avant, which sounded a lot worse. Quite frankly, it didn't sound anywhere near as good as this, and it just shows that Audi have really nailed getting the good balance between turbocharging and the naturally aspirated aspects of the car. Because yeah, obviously turbocharging can, in more ways than one, overwhelm the sound of an engine, whereas this sounds more naturally aspirated than anything else. So yeah, glorious sounding engine, just like it was with the RS7 Sportback, and yeah, still properly quick in terms of acceleration as well. 0 to 60 is dealt with in 3.1 seconds, 0 to 100 is dealt with in 7.815 seconds, and it will go into a top speed of 196 miles an hour, which is, yeah, all in all very, very quick, especially again considering how much this actually weighs. And in terms of 0 to 60 time, that's only 0.1 of a second slower than the RS7, which is remarkable given this is a sizable car. It's got that extra weight going on as well. So yeah, to be that close is really, really great, and just shows how Audi have really perfected their faster state cars, quite frankly. And yeah, 0 to 60 is a little bit wider in terms of that gap, 0.215 of a second bigger. In terms of 0 to 100 time, but that's still really, really close, and yeah, they're pretty much the same in terms of top speed as well. So yeah, overall a fantastic car. Yes, it has some understeer issues at times when you're properly pushing it, but that is usually the case with Audis, especially ones that weigh as much as this and have their engines pretty much up front. So yeah, that's not exactly surprising, but thanks to the rear wheel steering and yeah, the all-wheel drive system and the way that it shifts the power around, it is on the most part a very good handling car, and one that is very assured and yeah, very confident, and doesn't feel like it's at the edge of its grip or anything like that, which is not the case with the RS4 Avant, which is a little bit more wild, let's say, because yeah, that's a car that oversteers a little bit more than this does, whereas this is very straight and true for the most part, outside of the understeer that it gets every now and then. And yeah, like I said, could easily be a mega impressive long distance cruiser, but it's just as much a family car and a sports car in its own right as well. So yeah, you can get this vehicle by getting 20 points on the festival playlist. Does not take very long at all to get that. I got it in less than half an hour, and yeah, it's well worth getting this, because this is, I think, one of the if not the newest estate car that we have on this game at the moment. So yeah, and if you like your estate cars like I do, then it's well worth getting it in your collection of vehicles on this game. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.